Go.
Good evening and welcome back, everybody, to the Champions League. We've got the second and third and last and final part of tonight's doubleheader, Twisted Isolation versus Duality. Two teams who've had a rough season thus far and are staring down being mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. One of them is staying in, one of them might well be seeing the abyss. Both of them off tough losses last week. I am K-Vox. With me is Uncle Zan, and I'm glad to be here with you for some Rocket League. How are you tonight, Zan?
I been better, been worse. We've had a little bit of a rough night, logistically speaking, but other than that, we are
Yeah,
definitely going to be here for a wonderful night of Rocket League with Twisted
isolation.
Isolation versus Duality. My goodness, the RLCS slip ups already happening here. Let's take a
It's a
look at
great
those
time for
rosters.
it. Yeah, unfortunately, Twisted Minds not in attendance, but a good array of players here for both teams. You've got Dusky LRL, Owen, Corey, Waffles over at Twisted Isolation. Nobody below 160. 178 is their lowest player with Owen, who we've seen some good stuff from him. I am not going to rule a guy out for being low ranked, even though over on Duality, the numbers are looking a lot more daunting.
Yeah, it's definitely looking a little bit more daunting. I mean, Lydry, one of those players that comes around and definitely
Yeah.
finds the perfect way to hit the ball almost every single time. And El Guapo, one of the best janitors here in Champions League that we've seen in a while. Nez also, I don't think, unfortunately, able to play on the Duality roster, as I believe he's actually too high ranked now. So that might be a little bit of a tough one for Duality to deal with as they lose one of their best players in Nez. He had a bit of a ranking increase there where he, I think, already went all the way up to SSL after the bots were removed. So it does kind
Something
of
like that.
disqualify him a little bit from the runnings. But I'm curious on Twisted Isolation, who are you looking to see, kind of pop out and really have a good showing here?
Everyone is going to be looking right at Waffles or Dusky because they're the most easy ones. Corey with his 271. I think Owen. We've seen in this league a lot the lower ranked players step up a lot, especially in playmaking opportunities. And if they stay composed and don't get overwhelmed by the rank disparities in Champions League, since one of the main draws here is the various disparate ranks and no one's all SSL speed flipping everywhere, they tend to play very well. We actually just saw Azen, who with Team Valkyrie has been doing great all season. You wouldn't think he's the lowest ranking player on that team. I think Owen's going to be the one to watch, especially because I'm pretty sure Nez isn't going to be taking the pitch over in the Discord, the transaction screen. It seems like Spacebound Cowboys picked him back up.
Yeah, that's an interesting situation to be in, but I definitely will be looking at Owen as well to be maybe a bit of a playmaker here for Twist Isolation. 178 is low salary compared to everybody else on the field, but I will say it's not considerably low salary when you look at the league as a whole. It's still very competitive of a rank to be at. Owen, no one to be really scoffing at here as we look at our match history as well. We've seen some upsets this week as Hydra take it 3-2 over Spacebound Cowboys and Galactic. I mean, everybody saw this one going, Reaper's way, but Galactic did put up a good fight. I think Metal Turtles versus Most Hated was probably the biggest upset of the week. Metal Turtles taking that one 3-2. What did you think about the Lag versus Phoenix match? Did you get to catch any of that, Vox? Okay, Vox?
I remember seeing that, and I remember being a bit surprised. But Phoenix and Lack have both beaten Thunderbolts recently, and I believe I was actually commentating that match. I believe I was actually casting that one with Ufin. So yeah, I should have a few opinions about it, shouldn't I? But that was very good Rocket League. Lag is a team that kind of surprises me because on paper they should be better than they are, and sometimes they put on outstanding performances. Both Lag and Phoenix have beaten Thunderbolts. They're the only two losses Thunderbolts have had on the season. So these are both teams that can really make magic happen. But it feels lately like whoever the odds on favorite is going into a given matchup is just going to lose. It feels like somebody decided heads is tails, tails is heads, cats are dogs, dogs are cats.
Yeah, it's it's really weird because we put out this power ranking every week, and it's supposed to sort of give you a little kind of maybe a better understanding of what all of these teams are looking like from week to week, and who maybe might have a better chance at taking another game over somebody else. But we found on multiple occasions now that these community rankings just sometimes aren't quite the most accurate. Shout out to the community ranking committee because they are all very hard workers, but it's so hard because all of these teams are changing all the time. A lot of these teams are, uh, you know, just having an off week one week, and then they come back, and
Mhm.
that rating decrease that you gave them just is not reflective of them as a whole. Maybe it's really hard to keep these kind of teams in place, places week to week 100%.
Plus, it feels like every team is a completely different team going into every week. These teams are trading and restructuring and reorganizing and rebuilding every 5 minutes. The teams that are staying consistent and actually running a stable system with stable players who are in and week out seem to be the ones who are generally performing the best because those players are getting used to each other, used to how they play, used to forming game plans, used to their opposition, and everyone else seems to be trying to find something completely new every week.
Yeah, I mean, if we take a look at the rosters yet again, I mean, this duality roster has pretty much been the same consistent three.
Hmm, hmm.
Lidri, El Guapo, and Fluffy have been some of the most consistent players as in terms of roster organization or logistics that we've seen in Champions League. It'll be interesting to see because I think duality has a very good chance of really just coming in here dominantly with the chemistry that they've been able to build up over these prior what was it, 7 or 8 weeks
Hmm.
now? What are we at?
Yeah,
8, I believe. Yeah,
we're on week 8.
yeah, week 8. I mean, it's that's a lot of time to build some chemistry, and a lot of these teams just have not been able to take advantage of that time to sort of build their connections and whatnot.
I'm interested in seeing mentally how the two teams do taking the pitch because they're both off tough losses to the best teams in the league. Spacebound Cowboys and Team Bloom both defeated Duality and Twisted Isolation. Twisted Isolation got swept. Duality comes in with the distinction of having taken a game off Spacebound Cowboys, who still arguably have the best offense in the league, even having just lost to Hydra.
Yeah, and I mean, it's interesting because I think Twisted Isolation, you have players like Dusky and Corey and Waffles who are, I mean, arguably some of the most consistent mechanical players in our league. Yet they haven't been able to find the kind of success that you would have expected of players of that caliber. And I think that's really indicative of that chemistry conversation that we were just having. The duality really has had that time to build the connections. Twisted Isolation has had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of roster moves. I mean, last I remember, they were playing with Twix, our caster friend, and next week I don't see him on there anymore. So these kinds of teams do have the tendency to be very volatile on the roster side of things, and the logistics do tend to be, uh, you know, uh, a tough thing to pull off here at the community level, I guess.
Yeah, it's hard to pull things off, and all of these series, all these seasons, all of these leagues are doing a wonderful job of keeping a vibrant Rocket League community alive. If you ask me, this is what helps develop a strong scene. If you look over in France, who are historically the strongest Rocket League country, a lot of their strength comes from constant grassroots involvement. It comes from community tournaments, leagues, strong players being able to help each other out and scrim together and practice together constantly to develop their skills. Leagues like this, RSC, Nemesis, Royal Series, CSA, they create these environments where players get stronger in a competitive environment where they're used to structured systems, used to getting involved in team scrims, used to getting involved in long series. Some of these even have prize money. So this is the kind of thing that makes better talent over time. And I think give a few more years of all these leagues running smoothly, we're going to start seeing killers coming out.
Yeah, I mean, specifically, we did see a specific Clears that came out and
Yeah.
swept over the Rocket League nation. Now we're gonna see a bunch of young killers to make the distinction there. Can not to be commonly confused with the pro Rocket League player. No, they, it's interesting because
Them?
I came in at the grassroots level. I came in through
Hmm, hmm.
Crimson Wings and the women's carball championships, and R3M was a big group back in the day. Glacier Esports, a lot of these groups, they don't exist anymore, and there was nobody to replace them. And so now you've got people like Champions League who are really keeping that flame alive and allowing a place for these, maybe less competitive people to get their feet wet in the competitive industry, and really see what they have and see if they have what it takes.
Especially because, solo queuing, everyone knows is a nightmare. My personal opinion is you either roll up to ranked with the team or you don't bother playing ranked at all because everyone's on comms with everybody else. So that is just not a good environment for organically growing strong players who are used to being in team environments, used to structure, used to being on comms, used to running team plays. These kinds of things get you used to it. Champions League, RC, whatever, gets you used to that kind of gameplay. And already, speaking of gameplay, I believe we might have vamped enough. They're getting on the pitch now. We're seeing first kickoff get underway. Twisted Isolation, Duality, welcome to Rocket League.
This is going to be a very interesting matchup here. As we were just discussing, Duality, one of those teams that has built some chemistry, has some very even salaried players on the field, and we'll see if they have what it takes to go up against a couple of mechanical titans on Twisted Isolation. And we'll see if Mr. Owen here can kind of come out and really prove himself as one of those low sals that you want to have on your team. Bang for your buck. Neat Mike's Pinky sending that one out to Fluffy, but that's just barely off. Already we're seeing a lot of aggressive play here.
That was almost in from Lidry too. It was pixels off of going in. That angle is very tough. It looks easy when you see pros do it, but that's why they're pros. Corey's looking for a way in. Owen loses the aerial 50. Corey's circling around, trying to get on back post. Mike's Pinky is trying to get it through. Can't quite manage it. Fluffy with a demo. You see already from Duality. Gets it in. Fluffy draws first blood. The exact same angle I was just telling you about, Sam.
Yeah, my goodness, Fluffy. I mean, it's gonna be scored on Owen, which is a little bit of a tough one for Owen there, but it was a great shot. Fluffy got it up, it got it over. There was not a whole lot that Owen could have done. I'm not sure many people could have done a whole lot there. He would have had to jump really, really quickly to be able to save that one. And as I say it, Fluffy looking for a second one to follow up on.
Yeah, and something I'm interested in seeing from Duality too, I was trying to say this before Fluffy cut me off by playing too well, is we're seeing a lot of attempts at ball movement and not getting scored on, which Waffles shuts me right up. Fluffy plays this, and you see everybody leave the defense. Neat Mike is left there alone to contest, doesn't get a good touch on it because Lidry had challenged early and was left circling back and trying to rush back to defend.
Yeah, I don't really know exactly what the thought process was there. It does look like it was a little bit of a misplay there from from the folks over at Twisted. Not a usual play for them, but Corey eager to to get it back again, back in blood, and secures yet another one. Finds another goal into the back of the net there.
They should not be leaving this kind of wide open real estate. That's apparently Guapo on your screen. Neat Mike Spinky. I believe we have something about name changes like that. But moving on, this is not what you need to be seeing from a team that is this close to mathematical elimination from the playoffs and has had this much time to build chemistry. Lidry gets the ball off the crossbar, sets it up for Fluffy, and already 2 out of the 3 of them don't have any real boost to work with. Guapo still gets it in over a defender's head, and this is starting to feel like defense. What's defense?
Yeah, it's really just every man for themselves there. You see Owen was on the back line, but just unfortunately not able to flip there early enough, and will result in a lack of saves there, being seen on the side of Duality. But, I mean, everyone here just really rearing and ready to go on the offensive side of the field. Now Owen down the field, getting one off the backboard there again, pinging it. Lidry bringing it back around and trying to get it center again on low boost, though. Will just kind of hover there and float it through. Fluffy being taken out, and Lidry will be forced to sort of follow up on low boost yet again. Trying to get a 50 out there middle, and it will succeed, but Waffles immediately there to follow up. I mean, everyone just like a well-oiled machine here. It seems like the rotations are coming back in form here.
Yeah, and we're going to have to see if that is able to come through Duality, because Duality's having a hard time right now. Twisted Isolation have been demoing all over the place. They're bumping people off shots. They're physically getting their cars in the way, and we're seeing a lot of moments where multiple cars on Duality have no boost to work with. Right now, you see the defenders get faked out. Corey gets the flip over, flicks it over. No one is stopping him. Nothing but net.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a classic case of Corey just given the space to work. I mean, he gets a nice flick over one. I didn't even think he had that on top of his car, but he does manage to kind of get it up there and give a nice little flick over up to himself and secures it with a nice little double jump. And you can't really ask for better control than that. I mean, Corey just showing that he has a monumental understanding of how to keep the ball in, within, arm's reach there.
What I'm also seeing from Duality is they're doing a lot of assertive defense, but somewhat overly assertive. They're sending people up to challenge early and high, and what's happening is there's no one really placed well to defend if that first challenge doesn't work. If somebody gets by that first challenger, usually it's just wide open field.
Oh my goodness, Owen there, unfortunately not, he does manage to get it away from the net there, but it was a very dangerous situation. As I say that, Meat Mike's pinky hammers another one home, and I will just clarify, that was the formerly known player El Guapo, but did put in a name change a couple weeks back for a name change to Neat Mike's Pinky. I'm not exactly sure what that's a reference to, but I do know Neat Mike's was one of the formative content creators back with John Sandman and Woofles. So
Wow, getting some real deep historical cuts here. And speaking of deep, this defense could stand to have better depth, because we're seeing from both teams a lot of attackers drawing the entire defense in their direction. And then there's mostly an open net with nobody in a good position to contest shots. Right now, Waffles has a good look. There's two cars in net. One's thrown forward, one's demoed. That's gonna do it. Waffles puts his team ahead.
And you do see, I mean, Owen was there to follow up in case Waffles didn't really have it. It was, most people would consider that a double commit. I consider that double confidence to make sure that that goes in. Does make sure it finds its, target in the back of the net, and it that's not a mistake if it does go in. So.
Yeah, but you also see that exact same thing I commented on earlier in the game, where there was nobody really behind. Now, sure, some of that was the goalie demo, but you saw that same pattern of the main thrust of the defense being an aggressive counter push, an attempt to strip the ball. And when that failed, there was a perfectly good shot opportunity waiting, much like Fluffy had just here, but whiffs. It's stuck in the corner. All three of Twisted Isolation in the corner. Brings it down for Corey. Corey is not able to get a good shot on it. 29 seconds left for Duality to make something happen here. These long clears, dangerous when you're early in a game, but at this point, they're very much your friend. Fluffy goes for it. That is a midfield challenge. Not able to go anywhere. Too many cars in the way. And it's going to be a wonder if this even gets out of the Duality half.
Yeah, they're just not getting the pressure that they're looking for. And as 2 seconds now on the clock, 1 second just kind of stands there and fades there. Don't let it fool you. As soon as the ball touches the ground, it's over. And it just keeps bouncing up. I don't know how this keeps managing to not hit the floor. I thought it was over 3 different times. But now it will be, and Twisted will take game 1.
What I was seeing there in that last stretch was, again, poor boost management. Maybe people are going, oh, K-Vox is a fraud. He only talks about the easy stuff. But boost management is like laying up in basketball. If it's going wrong, it's very obvious. It's very much a key mechanical problem. And that volley towards the end, you can't create a good shooting opportunity there because nobody has really enough boost. Everyone's so low on boost. All they can do is sort of gently poke the ball upwards, delay the drop for a little bit. That's not how you take on a team like Twisted, who was able to take a game off of Bloom, the current leaders. Wait, I'm actually sorry. That was Duality off Spacebound Cowboys. I should probably just get fired into the sun.
Yeah. No, that's all right. Unfortunately, as our resident, RLCS caster says himself, hashtag humanizing moments out here. Everyone makes some mistakes, but that's okay. That one's not a mistake. Corey absolutely taking out Lydry there. Will be absolutely charged with first-degree murder there. That was premeditated, for sure. As Corey takes that one
Lottery
out.
loses the ball.
It's an unfortunate flip reset, and Fluffy taking control gets the 50 off Waffles there, and it'll just kind of keep itself right in the midfield there. Lydry on full boost. We'll see if he can make it happen. Gets one to the backboard and doubles it. Beautiful control from Lydry.
Perfect coordination with Neat Mike's pinky here, and you actually see Mikey go after Owen a little here. That forces an early jump from Owen, which messes up the defense and creates a bad contest.
Yeah, I mean, 4:18 on the clock and you're already getting your first one. I mean, both of these teams are still slugging it away, and I mean, it'll be I think up to each team who decides to up their ante on defense. Waffles already showing that he's back and ready for that one, but Lydry immediately challenging Corey again, back on full boost, does take the control play around one, gets 50'd in the side, and Owen now forced to try and make a play, gets it downfield to Lydry, but Lydry batting it away. Now Corey and Owen, little nose-to-nose action, giving each other a little love tap there as Waffles
Oh,
soars through
beautiful.
the air. No waffling for this man. He gets it home.
Yeah, Lego my ego, as they say. Great job reading it off the corner. And Neat Mike's pinky just doesn't have anywhere near the angle he needs to take that ball away. Very good job of drawing the defense into a bad position there, and just sheer execution on Waffles' part. Oh my goodness! Is the second touch going in? No, it's wrestled away. It's cleared.
I mean, this
And
is an
now it's
easy counter play. I mean, Lydry just waits for that one downfield, gets the nice little touch to keep it, just going straight down the field, and puts it away for another easy goal. Wow.
That's the danger of committing all three of your cards to an attack like that. It can be a great way to finish off a goal and to make sure that ball goes in, but then you get weird little interactions like that, and no one is anywhere near a position to race the ball downfield, and all you've done is hand over a free goal like that one.
I mean, free goal after free goal. 3-1 is definitely going to be the scoreline here. After a first game like that, we weren't expecting a lot of unanswered goals, but now Duality proving us a little bit wrong here as they sort of find two without an answer from Twisted. And I mean, Twisted is really just on the back foot in this game too here.
Yeah, Corey's doing a good job of shadow defense. He knows where Neat Mike's going to go. Neat Mike gets around him, though, sends it high. Can't drop it off the backboard to set up for Lydry. Lydry goes for a shot, whiffs. Fluffy's there to follow up. He does a little sweep to get rid of some defenders. No one's really caught up in that. Mike gets it back into the corner again. Sent airborne, trying to create that shot for Lydry. It's cleared away. Fluffy chases it. Fluffy gets it. Fluffy loses it, and it's another corner ball.
I mean, it just looks like this Duality team has found their stride here on offense as Waffles on low boost does manage to get the 50 away, but it's been majority Duality's game here on the side of offense. They've been peppering this backboard with shot after shot and just managed to get a few of them to go in, which is, I mean, not the ideal scenario, but against a team like Twisted, who has quite a few different people who are very consistent on the defensive side of the field, it's I mean, probably the best you can hope for here.
Yeah, but what we're seeing a little from both teams is overcommits, where all three cars are going after the same play, and this time Neat Mike Spinky gets it in with no problem. Lodgy plays it towards the ceiling, and already you saw the last defender near post get bumped out of the way. That creates the open lane, because that was already a good shot that was probably going in, but the only person who was in a position to win the race to that ball was forcibly removed.
I mean, there's not a lot of people who are, really as talented as this Duality roster. I mean, they may be, very close in rating there. Most of them in the champion, ranks. But it's crazy because they come out and then they do some stuff like this and go, 4-1 in the second game after, a pretty close first game, but now a pretty commanding second game. It's hard to justify why they can't take the whole series if they play like this for the whole time.
Well, this is a lot of Rocket League left to play. You see that pinch taken off of Lydry's car. That's opened up, but Lydry has no follow-up. Neither does Mike Spinky. Corey's carrying it away. Fluffy catches it, strips it away, clears it towards midfield, stays with it, tries to set up for Lydry, loses the ball again. Lydry beats two defenders on the touch. Set up for Mike Spinky. Neat misses, and that's potentially an open net. Too wide to make a shot. Waffles goes for it. Can he get it? Yes. Corey demos a goalie, and that's it from Owen.
I mean, two goals in less than a minute. It definitely is not impossible. We've seen less in less time, or more in less time. But I will say, 54 seconds is definitely a hard, pill to swallow if you are the side of Twisted here, because this Duality team has felt so dominant here. As
that was nasty.
As I say that, Neat Mike's Pinky faking everybody out on this one.
I'm really loving Fluffy's play here because him cutting around the ball like that creates a screen that makes it incredibly hard to contest the ball as Neat Mike Spinky rolls it in. That wasn't just Mike's fake. That was good cheating second man work from Fluffy, from Fluffy. And all you see there is the defenders not even really being able to get near him. Perfect work on screen, the attack, and Lydry gets another one courtesy of Fluffy.
It's funny.
Lydry.
I was going to say, it's funny. We just talk about how this is still a very, competitive game, and 2 goals isn't that much. And then Duality just come over and blow it wide open. Now at a 4-goal margin, securing 2 in a matter of 20 seconds off 2 kickoffs there?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a pretty dominant second game from them, and we'll see if they can kind of keep this mentality up as they reach the last 30 seconds. This second game, or this third game, is going to be one that they have to kind of focus on, as Twisted has managed to take 1. They're tying it up, but, you don't want to...
You're kidding me.
You don't want to let that tie go to waste.
I really like the thinking here from Neat Mike Spinky. He carries it along the wall, and this ends up looking like he's going to try to double tap it in, right? Looks like he's going to try to dink it off the crossbar. Instead, he drops it right in front of Lydry, having tricked the defense into chasing him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you don't get much better than this. I mean, this Duality roster,
are you kidding me?
Lydry
Really?
won't let it go. Finds another one here. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think if you're 6 up with 14 seconds left, you can relax a little. I think he's just trying to make a point now.
Trying to make a statement is right. That's what most of these players here in Champions League are here to do. Make a statement and send that home as we find the final 8 seconds upon us. That's one of those dominant performances that you don't see very often, but this Duality roster coming out here and saying that this is exactly our field and we know who we are. So they secure their first match here and tie it up. They weren't going to let that one go.
You're really seeing why this team was able to take a game off Spacebound Cowboys. I mean, that was just absurd. Especially, I actually want to highlight Fluffy there with his assists, because everyone's talking about Lydry. Understandably, he's MVP, 75 points, 5 goals, so on and so forth. But Fluffy was just doing such a great job of creating opportunities, and so was Mike Spinky.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the actual point differential here, this one kind of quite a bit different across the board. The side of Duality coming out and getting 1,700 and Twisted combined total of 905, which is it's quite the stark contrast. And I think it mostly came from shots. Most of these players from Duality totaling up theirs, you get 14, and you look at the shots on the side of Twisted and you've got 5 across the board. I mean, that's just gotta be a whole difference of basically just offense. I mean, the strategy there is different.
Yeah, I'm actually very curious to see what Twisted Isolation can do here to break this up, because the team synergy has been on point as we go into game 3, which could get very ugly very fast. I would actually not be surprised if we see more of the physical play, because they were racking up demo after demo. Seemed like they were constantly flinging their cars at Duality, and that kind of thing can really make things ugly in a way that breaks down an offense.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work out for them. I mean, we saw that they did manage to, Duality did manage to kind of just throw a bunch of shots at the backboard. Fluffy doing another great job of throwing it at the backboard this time. following it up himself, using all the boost to get there, and does. Beautiful angle from Fluffy.
I'm curious about Waffles' thinking there because he can see Fluffy in midair heading towards goal, heading towards backboard. Instead of climbing the wall, he drives straight along goal. I'm curious about if he just didn't recognize that as the main shooting threat, maybe thought there was a fake coming.
Yeah, it's really hard because I think that was just a pretty fast decision-making process that once you don't make the decision to go up on the wall there, you kind of just are, you know, screwed, for lack of better terminology there. But now Corey sending another one down, trying to set his team up for a great play, but Fluffy sends it back downfield, and Neat Mike's Pinky sends it to the backboard again, trying to get that offense rolling, but Lydry gets in the way, or sorry, Neat Mike's Pinky gets in the way of Lydry there, and unfortunately stops all of that offense.
Yeah, I'm worried about those teammate bumps. We were talking a little about overcommits, and see what we get. Waffles exploits the commitment forward, tricks a defender into racing forward to challenge him. Lydry also goes for it. Neither of them are able to get counter on it, and you see Corey playing screen to stop anybody from driving back post.
Yeah, it's wow. These these plays have got me out of breath. I mean, we're just seeing them kind of just extend these plays longer than anyone thinks is probably pretty humanly possible. But a lot of them are just pick 86s that just get you immediately down the field on the other, going the other way. And you got to treat everything as dangerous, especially with both of these teams. You know, Twisted showed on multiple occasions that they can be dangerous on the offensive half, and Duality have done multiple times the same. If you don't blink, you'll probably miss it, or if you do blink, you'll probably miss it there.
If you don't blink, eventually your eyes are going to get dry, and you're going to blink anyway, and you're going to miss some more. You're going to have to rub your eyes and won't see them. There, I saved it for you. But what's not getting saved is this shot until Owen gets there. Fluffy has no boost, manages to get bumper on it, sets it up for Lydry. Waffles clears it away. Is a second shot coming? It is. That misses Stu. That hits the bar.
My goodness, Corey there to save them away, and he uses all of his boost to get there, but it does get it out of their half of the field. Owen now trying to get it over one. Lydry putting a stop to it, and Neat Mike's Pinky with a beautiful 50. Lydry will follow it up. Does get 50'd on the wall, but he does take a nice control play over two. Maybe not. Corey there getting in the way. Lydry trying to follow up, but Neat Mike's Pinky there using all his boost to 50. That one, Waffles will get it in his favor, though. Lydry to the backboard and trying to follow it up will be everyone from Duality. Nobody back there, but nobody needs to be if there's no threat of a counterplay.
Yeah, no one able to really commit the second touch there. Neat Mike Spinky gets it cleared long. He's setting that up for Lydry, who has no boost and has to peel back. Can Waffles get it by Pinky? No, he cannot. Neat Mike Spinky's trying to drag the ball along the angle. Can't get it. Goes a little too wide. Circles back on it. All three Twisted cars are there. Waffles leading the transition the other way. Corey's looking for it. He doesn't quite get a good jump. He's not really looking for it at that moment. Can't really find what he needs. Mike Spinky's playing it off the ball. Does a goalie sweep. Can't hit anybody. Lydry's got the second touch. Corey clears it away. A defender misses. Fluffy's going back. Mike Spinky's looking to contest. Gets it. Lydry's no boost. Loses the boost. Midfield boost stolen right from under his car. Waffles, does he have a shot? He has a flip reset. No, that's pitched high.
It was crazy. I thought Waffles really had that that flip reset, but unfortunately it doesn't look like he got the flip reset there. He does get it there and uses it for a wave dash, but that's not going to mean anything if Neat Mike's Pinky can get there, and he does. Secures them a second goal here in this important game.
I call out demos a lot, but that was absolutely all Lydry's goalie demo there. Completely clears out the defense, and nobody is in a position to do anything after what was already happening down the field. So right there, perfect coordination from Lydry.
I mean, the coordination from Duality here has just felt so good, and Twisted have not found a particularly great answer for it here. Fluffy looking for another one. Will go wide, though. Keeps it center here, and Owen forced on low boost to make a play. Neat Mike's Pinky follows it out and puts it center. Waffles now forced to play an awkward touch. Both these teams just not letting the other team have any chances to sort of catch their breath or make a reset here, and all of them are very forced to play from very awkward positions here.
Fluffy with the midfield demo there. Very important as the counter press activates. Waffle sends it high, sends it for Corey. It's lost. That's a midfield crash. Fluffy gets the ball cleared. Can't quite get much further. Laundry's forced to circle back. They're wasting a lot of boost here on Duality. It hasn't come back to bite them yet in this game, but they can't rely on that for long. Owen doesn't have a chance to make a play. Laundry goes for the net. It's open. Laundry kicks it in.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fluffy doesn't have the chance to make that play, but Lydry does, and beautiful use of boost management there. Not on a whole lot of boost there, but does use the downhill momentum of the wall to go ahead and keep them supersonic, to keep the speed and distance ahead of the other defender there. Beautifully touched into the net, and you really just can't ask for better control there.
Oh, no.
No, I was gonna say, just like DJ Khaled, you're looking for another one, but Waffles saying maybe it's my turn to have the keys. No. Just kidding. Waffles back down the field, and Fluffy going to try and contest there. Keep that as awkward as possible on the twisted side of the field.
Yeah, Corey has a good look. There's 2 cars in net. 10 seconds left. Maybe if they get a goal now and then a kickoff goal, we're looking at overtime, but not with Spinky in the way. Neat Mike Spinky gets the clear, gets the save, saves his team, puts his team on match point. Duality, 2-1.
My goodness, Duality. I was mostly joking about it last game, talking about the fact that they might, if they played this well the rest of the series, it's hard to justify why they couldn't possibly make this happen, for themselves. I will say this is a really, really impressive run here from Duality. Twisted, unfortunately, falling behind a little bit here in game 2. They did manage to sort of get it back after that first game, but now Duality's just flipping the script, looking a little bit better than they originally were.
This is an absolutely shot in the arm. Duality needed. They're 3-4 on the season, 7 games down. They're placed 14th in the playoff race. This is the kind of game, this is the kind of match that can have them still have a season. And if you ask me, Twisted Isolation need to play like they are potentially being eliminated from the playoffs. They need to play this match like their season actually depends on it. I'm not really seeing that urgency right now.
I mean, Waffles was definitely putting in some work there with 376 points, but unfortunately, it's just not enough to kind of confirm that for them. It's not enough to be the carry that they need here as they go into this next game. It's going to be kind of on Twisted to kind of see how they adapt and overcome. Nobody's been excited and more excited to see this than I am, especially because I mean, this Duality roster is just so much fun to watch.
Absolutely. This has been a heck of a game they're putting on. And you know me, I always want to see a game 5. I always want to see more Rocket League. So we'll see if Twisted Isolation can give me what I want. Corey, immediately. 5-second goal.
Yeah, I mean, Corey coming out off the backflip there, too. Does manage to recover it and use the rest of his boost to shoot that one right on net. I mean, congratulations, Corey. You're one of those people who just kind of controls the pace of the match here going into this game here.
Yeah, absolute total control. Fluffy takes a demo. That's a good bargain in exchange for the save. The game doesn't call it a save. I do, because he sweeps it away from a good open shooting lane that absolutely would have been followed up on. Corey's trying to create the angle now. Gets it on his undercarriage. 2 cars race up to get it. Lydry clears it long. Is anyone going to stop it? Waffles was going to, but he blows up. Lydry gets the goal. We have a tie game.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a little confused because I really think that these flip resets that Twisted Isolation are going for normally would be perfectly fine, but they're just not getting the flips that they're looking for, and it's unfortunate because they look like they're spot on them, but I think they're being robbed a little bit. Lydry trying to rob them of another one here early in the game, but Owen passes out to Waffles, and Fluffy getting in the middle of that, getting in the mix like checks. It's one of those things you need to do here. So we get into the the mid parts of the game, and both these teams are just kind of hesitant, it seems. I don't know if that's fair to say.
I'm having a hard time calling them hesitant with how often they're sending each other flying, blowing each other up. Waffles almost gets a hell of a goal. It's at a slightly too long angle. It ends up going a little high. That could well have put his team ahead. That's a 2-car press right now. Lydry gets it off the wall, sends it to Neat Mike Spinky. That is a mouthful of a name. I preferred Guapo, but the man has the right to call himself what he wants. Lydry goes airborne, goes off the wall, gets the redirect, doesn't find an open net. Fluffy gets the ball by. There's another goalie demo, but that ball is not caring about that right now. That goes long. That goes down. Waffles does not have his chance to set it in. That's Owen circling back for it. That's bouncing up. Corey. That is not a good angle for it. He catches it on the top of his car. That could have been a shot straight down the pipe into Duality goal, but he turns a little with the bump, you notice.
Yeah, this is a very interesting Duality roster now that we're seeing. They were looking so confident in the last couple of games, and now taking a little bit more of a defensive role in this game, not eager to let the side of Twisted commit on any of their mistakes. Fluffy now sending one down to the corner, and it will be out to Waffles. Waffles with a nice control play to the wall, but Lydry sends it back down. Corey forced to play it off the back wall, does get the miss, but Waffles, everyone there actually just missing. Corey, low boost down the field, does have control and gets the demo for it. Fortunately, Waffles there off the back wall, or off the side wall, will be forced to play it down the field, and it just doesn't look like there's anybody there to follow it up because it's just not going to be in a great position.
That was supposed to be a team shot, but you actually saw the second touch whiff outright. Corey gets the ball clear, gets the second touch, tries to play it off the wall, goes straight down to Lydry. You see another whiff, another save from Fluffy, who dishes it out to Nick Mike. He's looking for Lydry here, but the defense gets to it first. It's pinched long, goes off the wall. Who's going to race into the air? Owen wins the aerial race. Lydry's circling for it. Neat Mike Spinky has a full tank of boost. Carries it along. Corey sends it up. And what I'm seeing here is that you're looking for these rotational plays if you're on Twisted Isolation, but everybody is already mid-rotation or rotating away from the play when the ball that's meant for them comes down.
Yeah, it's definitely an odd situation here because I've seen, we've both seen Duality play much better here. And we've definitely seen Twisted Minds have a lot more consistency, but both these teams, seemingly on the back foot as they're struggling to put together the offense, the defense looking ironclad here as both teams are holding this to a 1-1 score line. Lydry now trying to follow this one in the back line, but Fluffy saving him away there. Waffles gets the 50 out center, and that's going to be a save. Exactly what it needed to happen there from the side of Duality now, trying to get the ball back out, but Corey putting a stop to it very early here. Does get bumped out of the way and will not be able to follow, and it's just a very awkward situation for both these teams.
A minute left. That's a lot of Rocket League to play when it's this close. Waffles gets the team pass. Doesn't quite get his car on the passing play. Not able to turn it into an attack. Mike Spinky clears the ball away. Corey was looking for the tap in. Waffles carries it upwards. That's not going down. Corey gets it. That's meant for Waffles here. That's meant for Owen. Neither of them get a ball on it. They're forced to race back for it. Lydry gets the ball away from him. Takes him up. Owen dodges the goalie bump opportunity. Owen clears it. Fluffy's looking for it now. Lydry behind him. Lydry looking for the second touch. Looking for the shot. Can't get there fast enough. 3 cars pressing in. 10 seconds left before overtime. That might be able to do it. Waffles puts Twisted ahead.
My goodness, Twisted needed this as they send everything they have in on the last Hail Mary attempt to get this game in their favor. They do manage to sort of secure it here. We are going to a Game 5 if Duality doesn't have a response here in the last 9 seconds. It is possible. It's up in the air. Lydry now trying to keep control, but Owen's eager to get that first. Corey now just keeping control in the other side of the net, or on the other side of the field, and nobody's going to be there for it. No, just kidding. It's going to be kept up, but Waffles sends that one down. My goodness.
Game 5, Champions Field. I keep saying I like seeing Game 5s, and teams keep obliging me. I'm starting to think I'm cursing the series.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not exactly what you want to see, but I mean, the viewers want it so badly.
Yeah.
I don't think either of these teams wanted to be here. I think they wanted to get it done early. They wanted to be, in and out. Probably 2 or 3 games there. But we will be going to Champions Field, and it's a very, very exciting situation to be in.
Yeah, and I was talking about Twisted needing to play with more urgency. I believe you really saw it there. They really seem to get it in their heads that they're playing to save their season, especially Corey, who seemed to be all over the pitch at any given moment. And now here we are, Game 5, Champions Field. The RLCS banners are fluttering. 3 seconds to kickoff. Here we go. Who's coming out of this smiling?
My goodness, Duality and Twisted Isolation. We get this started very quickly. Waffles securing the first blood.
Yeah, this is just a perfect outplay here. A costly whiff by Neat Mike Spinky, and you see how everyone's expecting him to get that touch because nobody circles back until there's already no time to do much but watch it go in.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you just hate to watch it go, but it does end up going into their net early game. Twisted Isolation finding their way up early in the series. Now Waffles scrambling on low boost to get there. He does get it off the wall, unfortunately not finding the recovery play, but Neat Mike's Pinky now 50ing it down the field. Lidry looking to get it out to the side. Waffles looking just to kind of get it in the middle and keep it awkward for their team. And Corey with the control, as per always. I was going to say as per usual, but as per always, I never see him without a control play in his hands. Neat Mike Pinky with the shot. Owen keeping that one very competitive and fluffy. Now out to the sidewall. Lidry trying to keep the play alive here. And man, K-Vox, this is a back and forth fifth game, even though, we are 1-0. Yeah, that is true.
Final game, Neat Mike Spinky carrying it along. Does he lose the ball? He doesn't. He can't get the double tap, though. He wanted to dunk that in, and he doesn't get the second touch. And now that's a lot of backfield real estate left open. Corey bounces it off the wall. Neat Mike Spinky clears it away. Owen has to race it out of alignment. Gets demoed for his trouble. Nobody has the shot. Laundry doesn't have any boost to turn that into anything. Almost bumps into Neat Mike Spinky. Neat Mike Spinky has to adjust midair. And this is potentially the teamwork falling apart. They need their chemistry to hold.
Now Corey 50ing it with Lidry, goes out to the sidewall and Fluffy following it up. It gets it to the center, but does not have the shot. It will be wide there. It was a very dangerous position. Gets it across the net, but isn't able to be followed up on. Now Lidry out to the middle of the field to Neat Mike's Pinky. Corey playing it off him a little bit, but Waffles and everybody trying to get a piece of this one. They don't want to let it go past that midfield. Nobody wants to deal with it on their own side, so dealing it with the midfield there is probably the safest bet for both these teams. Owens now through the smoke. Corey trying to 50 it there with Fluffy, and unfortunately both these teams just not finding the exact moment to strike. Will be a little awkward for both.
Both of them having a bit of an awkward time joining touches here. You see two demos in the exact same spot. No one's able to continue that passing play because everyone's too busy blowing up and wiping their parts off the field. Corey's chasing the ball high, so is Waffles. Clears it away. You see the midfield pressure from Duality right now. Laundry gets the save, gets the long clear. A defender misses. It's off the wall. A goalie is gone. It's set up for Fluffy. No one's there to contest. It goes in.
Yeah, you'll see Lidry there to confirm it, even if it wasn't going in. But that one was pretty obviously going in, and Fluffy will take credit for it, even though Lidry did try to steal it there. A little cheeky steal, but I mean, you can't really complain. Both of them have been trying to do so much for this team already, whether it's, setting up for plays or, the goal scoring opportunities. But now with 2 minutes left and it's all tied up, see who can go ahead and take the match and the series. So this is the last one we go. I mean, just this Champions Field is exactly what we needed.
Absolutely. Perfect way to cap off the night, especially after 2 games. Previously 2 matches that were a bit quick. They went down a little fast. This is exactly what allows you to enjoy the flavor. Neat Mike Spinky knows exactly what we're talking about as he hammers that in.
I think flavor of the night is savory, because I really enjoy savoring this moment here as the fruits fly. A little bit of a sweet note on the back end as we keep going. Duality showing exactly what they were so dominant for in the first couple of games. They will find a couple of unanswered goals here, as Twisted were the first to score in this game and unfortunately have not scored since. They're going to have to try and find an answer to this Duality roster here. They've kept them so close in this Game 5.
Yeah, very, very close. Fluffy doesn't have the boost to make anything of that, and Waffles is managing to stock up his tank. Bit of a teammate bump in front of goal. We'll see if anyone makes him pay for that. Neatmug Spinky tries. He doesn't have the ball. Owen outright whiffs. Lidry looking for Fluffy, looking for Neatmug Spinky. Gets the long clear. That bounces off. This time the save's from Owen and also knocks down the ball exactly where he needs it to go. Waffles chases it, and a minute left is a lot of time to tie up this score for Twisted Isolation. Duality can't ease up on the pressure yet. Oh my goodness. That was so close to going in and being 3. Right now, Twisted Isolation is running pressure short on time. Tries to create a shot for Corey. Corey loses the ball. Low on boost, out of boost. Waffles out of the air. Another 0 boost play. And no one is in a good position to turn this into a shot as we near 30 seconds.
I mean, Lidry was definitely in a position to take a shot. It wasn't a great one, and it will be saved away. Fluffy now trying to put it back center, but Waffles there to save it away. Neatmike's Pinky getting a touch on it in the midfield and trying to keep that competitive, but Corey will get it all the way down the other side of the field now on low boost. We'll get it across, but Waffles trying to follow it up now, get it back to the center of the field. Neatmike's Pinky trying desperately to get in front of that one, and he won't be able to. Owens now, the low salary player on this Twisted Isolation team, coming in clutch at the 10-second mark.
And everyone has already been cleared out of the way at this point. Waffles does such a great job of setting up Owen there, and the ball drops in a perfect place. And Lidry, you notice, has no boost. What have I been talking about all night? Boost management is one of the key fundamentals of this sport for a reason.
Yeah, it is one of the key fundamentals, but 1 second will be all it requires, and we will be going to overtime, folks, in Game 5 here between Duality and Twisted Isolation.
Yeah, Waffles has an ugly touch on it. Can see if Owen clears it away. He does, but Lidry's right there. That's a dangerous spot for it. Corey clears it along. A Game 5 overtime might be one of the most stressful things that can happen to you in Rocket League. I've been there. It is never fun unless it's over. Fluffy clears it away. Sends it skyward again. 1 boost. Steals the midfield boost. Owen gets it. Lidry tries to sweep it in. There's no dirt for his broom to pick up. Corey clears the ball. Loses it to Neatmike Spinky. It's going midfield again. Fluffy tries to carry it. Waffles has it. It's right there for Neatmike Spinky. Try saying that name 10 times fast. Owen wants it midfield, infield. That is not going to go anywhere good. Corey has it. Boost charge up from his teammate. Twist Isolation, ground pitch, but Fluffy's right there. Neatmike Spinky doubles back, watches what Waffles is going to do. That's high. Lidry clears it. You're seeing a lot of pressure mounting up on Duality right now, but are they getting it the other way?
I don't know. Lidry now forced to perform here, but does hit the backflip. Those are those nerves coming out, and Fluffy now gets it around 1. Unfortunately, the other teammate, the other offense player, I believe, it was just bumped out of the way just a little bit there. Now Corey back down the field into the corner of Duality. Neatmike's Pinky forced to try and take it out, but Waffles not letting them have a second to breathe, puts it back at the net, but Fluffy eager to save that one away. Takes it for a fast little counterattack, but Corey there to keep it away, and with a beautiful catch and control play, like I said, as per always, does get the control play. Now Neatmike's Pinky with a nice pinch out. Owen on low boost will take the corner boost and go up for it. Gets demoed in the midfield by Waffles, and Neatmike's Pinky now forced to go back to the restart. Corey now up in the middle of the air on low boost, will force it to the back wall, but Neatmike's Pinky saying, no, let's take that the other way. Controls it all the way down and back down the other side of the field. Waffles trying to get involved in the play, and it's just such a difficult situation. No team eager to make the first mistake.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're trying to avoid right here. Corey goes for it. Another demo, incredibly aggressive, and Corey! The defense is swept aside, and Corey knocks it in. Look at this again. Waffles gets the demo. Neatmike Spinky's bumped out of the way by Owen, and Corey has a wide open door he's happy to walk through. Just like that, Twisted Isolation win.
Yeah, I mean, Corey coming in and getting the clutch goal in overtime. What a play from Corey. We will take a look at the stats real quick that made that game so impressive. 1,200 points coming out from Duality and Twisted with their own 1,100, just a little bit under par, but that's crazy. Crazy that they managed to still pull this off in a Game 5 with less points.
A lot of it was that full send style we were talking about, and also Twisted Isolation playing much more aggressively, much more of a high pressing, constant pressure style of Rocket League, where it seemed like as soon as Duality had the ball at any moment, they had multiple Twisted Isolation defenders trying to retake possession. That very quickly reached a level of pressure that Duality simply couldn't contest.
Yeah, it's a level of competition that I don't think Duality was quite expecting to have to play against, but Duality did handle it quite well in those first couple of matches, and then unfortunately just fell apart a little bit at the end. Those rotations not having the best of times against that full send offense that we see from Twisted Isolations. They were just really not giving them any chance or any space to sort of I guess reconfigure in their heads, you know.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder how. I'm sorry. I'm so shocked by that game, how quickly that turned around that I ended up a bit lost for words. But oh my goodness, just Duality, it's really hard when you're a player. I've been there. When you have the series in the palm of your hand and you just watch it all fall apart in live action right in front of you, seemingly in moments, that's really when playing Rocket League starts to hurt. And right now, we've got people in the waiting room who know what that might be like. We've got Corey, we've got Owen, we've got Waffles. Let's bring him in.
Okay.
Daddy's back.
Maybe we need to work on the soundboard thing with players.
Yeah.
Oh man, that really just sent me. I was about to say something so important and so epic, and I had it all rehearsed and everything. But no. Welcome in, boys. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Fantastic.
I
Great.
I mean, just starting off. I mean, you guys had a absolute hell of a series. You guys managed to sort of close this out in five, but those first couple games were looking a little scary, if you don't mind me saying that. What kind of happened? How'd you guys turn that around?
Really, game one, after we won that game, we were very confident going into the next few games. Um, and to say frankly, they just got very aggressive. And what I noticed game one is we were aggressive in some points, and Waffles kind of mentioned it to me that when we were aggressive, we were doing better. So after we were down, I believe it was 2-1, we just said, let's get aggressive. We're going to just play it like it's our last series ever. And we ended up winning. So.
Did you take any lessons from the series against Bloom last week? Yeah, against Bloom because you went down 3-0 to them, but you came in here playing much better.
Uh, I don't like losing. I don't think anybody does. So, I mean,
True,
you
true.
just reset your mindset every week, and you come in trying to win a series. That's pretty much the goal, ain't it?
It is getting lots of goals, getting lots of wins, getting few losses. That's the whole point of the season.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
mean, definitely going into the future weeks. I mean, you guys are going to be looking ahead to sort of see what you guys can do to make these playoff runs as best as possible for you guys. Coming up on these next few matchups, do you guys have any that you're like, maybe looking forward to a little bit? Anything you're a little bit worried about? Fill us in.
Personally, um, it's a match. I mean, it's circled. We gotta play each one, win each one. I mean, none is more important than the other. It's just you win or you don't win. I mean, I want to win every match that I play, but it's really just win or lose, and we're hoping to make it to the playoffs. So,
Do you have any other names circled on the calendar? Any other matches in the coming weeks you're looking forward to?
just me personally, no. Waffles or Owen might have some. I just go week by week, and I'm just trying to win.
By all means.
I'm the same as Corey. Edge week by week. Everyone is the next victim.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even look at the rosters most of the time before the games. So yeah, I think it doesn't really matter who we play. Doesn't
Classic
change
Owen.
too much. I think we're pretty good at adapting and picking things up quickly, so um it's never much of a concern.
Well,
Well,
you
that
heard
Yeah,
it.
confidence was sure justified this week, that's for sure.
I would like to add this is the first series three of us played an actual match.
Oh, really? Yeah, you guys a fairly new roster then.
Well,
I'm new.
Waffles is the fourth man, and
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
Dusky had some stuff come up, so we kind of had to make things work, and it was a lot of fun playing with him. I mean, first time being on the field together. I
I was
mean,
gonna
it,
say,
it looked
Waffles.
very bleak.
You looked pretty fucking at home there. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. You had your jammas on, and you were all cozied up in that field. I mean, is that something that have you guys practiced with these folks at all, or is this like really the first actual match you guys have played?
In the league, this is like the first actual match. I think we may have gotten a dozen games on
Mm.
before this total, but it's easy to feel comfortable when I know I got two guys that are going to be where they need to be.
Yeah. Well, 100%. We do appreciate you guys for coming out. We are going to have to cut this one a little bit short because we are unfortunately going over time. I do appreciate you guys for stopping in today, and thank you guys for giving us such a good series of Rocket League to cast. I do want to give Kvox a moment to say any final words to you guys if he has them.
Thanks for putting on a great series. Congratulations on the win. Best of luck on the rest of the season. I hope that confidence proves justified. Thank you to everyone who watched this game with us there in Twitch chat. Everybody catching the festivities. Have a good night. Be safe. Enjoy more Rocket League. I've been Kvox. See you another time.